Hey, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today.
Me too. I love recording these. It always feels like we're just sitting down for coffee?
Exactly, that's the whole point. Just two people talking, nothing fancy.
So, what are we talking about today? I feel like I already know, but tell me.
Okay, so today we are talking about something that I think almost everyone does, and it happens at a very specific time of day.
Ooh, let me guess. Is it nighttime?
Yes, nighttime, or more specifically, that moment when you're lying in bed, the lights are off, everything is quiet, and instead of sleeping,
Your brain goes crazy.
your brain goes completely crazy. You start thinking about everything, things that happened 5 years ago, things that might happen tomorrow, things that might never even happen.
Oh, I know this feeling so well. Last night, honestly, I was lying there and I started thinking about something I said to a friend in 2019.
See, that's exactly it. 2019. Why are we thinking about 2019 at midnight?
I have no idea, but it felt so important in the moment.
Right? And this is what we call overthinking. And today we want to talk about why this happens, especially at night. Why is nighttime the worst time for our brain?
I feel like night is when your brain finally has time to talk to you.
That's a really good way to say it. During the day, we are busy. We have things to do. We have work or school or cooking or talking to people. Our brain is always doing something.
But then you lie down and suddenly there's nothing to do.
Nothing to do, no noise, no distraction, and your brain is like, oh great, now I can bring up all the things you've been ignoring during the day.
That's actually a little scary when you say it like that.
A little bit, yeah, but it's also really normal. Almost everyone does this. You are not alone if this happens to you.
That's actually something I want people to hear because sometimes when you can't sleep and you're overthinking, you feel like something is wrong with you. Like, why can't I just relax?
Yes, and that's such a common feeling. But the truth is, your brain is doing something that it thinks is helpful. It's trying to solve problems. It's trying to keep you safe.
But at midnight when I need to sleep,
At midnight, when you definitely need to sleep. So let's talk about why this happens. And I want to start with something really simple. During the day, our brain has what I like to call helpers.
helpers like what?
Like distractions, like noise, like other people, like tasks. When you have a task to do, your brain focuses on that task. It doesn't have room to think about other things.
Right, like when I'm cooking, I'm thinking about the food. I'm not thinking about my problems.
Exactly. Cooking, working, watching TV, talking to a friend, these things give your brain a job. And when your brain has a job, it stays focused.
But the moment you stop,
The moment you stop, the brain looks for something to do. And what does it find? All the things you didn't have time to think about during the day.
oh, that's interesting. So it's almost like the overthinking was waiting.
Yes, that's a great way to think about it. The thoughts were there the whole time, but during the day, you were too busy to notice them. At night, they finally get to come in.
That's kind of like imagine you have a lot of messages on your phone, but you're busy all day. And then at night, you finally check your phone and there are like 50 unread messages.
I love that comparison. Yes, exactly like that. Your brain has been collecting all these little worries, questions, and memories all day, and at night, it's finally time to check them all.
No wonder we can't sleep.
No wonder at all. And there's actually more to it. It's not just that we're less busy at night. There's also something that happens in our body.
Oh, like science stuff?
A little bit of science, but I'll keep it simple, I promise.
Okay, good, because I was a little worried there.
So, during the day, our body has what I like to call a natural energy, a natural alertness, and this helps us deal with stress. But at night, when we lie down and our body starts to relax, something changes in our brain chemistry.
Chemistry. Okay, like what?
So, there's something called cortisol. It's a chemical in your body. It's related to stress. And during the day, cortisol is doing its job, helping you stay alert and handle problems.
Okay, so cortisol is like the handle it chemical.
Handle it chemical, yes, I love that. And at night, cortisol levels go down, which is good because you need to relax to sleep. But here's the thing, when that handle it energy goes away, your emotional brain gets a little more sensitive.
Sensitive, like things feel bigger?
Things feel much bigger. Something that you thought about at 2 in the afternoon and thought, oh, I'll deal with it later, now at 2 in the morning feels like the biggest problem in the world.
Oh my goodness, yes, I have done this. I remember once I was worried about sending an email to my boss, and during the day I was like, I'll send it tomorrow, it's fine. But then at night I was lying there thinking, what if she's angry? What if I lose my job? What if my whole career is ruined?
Over one email?
Over one email that I hadn't even sent yet.
That's such a perfect example. And it's funny when we talk about it now, right? But in the moment, it felt real.
It felt very real. I think I even sat up in bed.
Yes, and that's because your emotional brain was in charge, not your logical brain. At night, your emotional part of your brain is louder.
Okay, so during the day, logic is in charge. At night, emotion is in charge.
Basically, yes. And your emotional brain doesn't really think in logic. It thinks in feelings, and feelings can make things seem much scarier than they are.
So we're not actually solving problems at night. We're just feeling scared about problems.
Yes, and here's the funny part. Overthinking at night almost never solves anything. You think about a problem for an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then what happens?
You fall asleep.
You fall asleep, and in the morning, the problem is still there, but somehow it feels smaller.
It always feels smaller in the morning. Have you noticed that?
Always. I wake up and I think, why was I so worried about that? Because in the morning, my logical brain is back, and my logical brain says, actually, this is manageable.
Right. The morning brain is so much calmer.
Morning brain is like a wise friend. Night brain is like a panicking friend who hasn't slept.
That made me laugh. Night brain is panicking, yes.
So now I want to talk about the things people overthink about at night, because I think it's interesting, and I think a lot of people will recognize themselves.
Oh yes, let's talk about this. What are the most common things?
Okay, so number one, and this is probably the most common, relationships. Friends, partners, family. People lie awake at night thinking about conversations they had or conversations they want to have.
Oh, absolutely. Like replaying a conversation in your head.
Yes, you said something or someone said something to you, and then at night you're just watching that conversation over and over like a movie.
And sometimes you think of the perfect thing you should have said, but it's too late now.
It's always too late. There's actually a word for that in French, l'esprit de l'escalier. It means the spirit of the staircase. It's when you think of the perfect reply after you've already left.
That's a beautiful and painful phrase.
Very painful, but very relatable. And people do this at night. They think, I should have said this. Why didn't I say that? What did they mean when they said that thing?
Trying to find hidden meanings.
Trying to find hidden meanings in a 2-second comment from your colleague. She said my report was interesting. What does that mean? Is interesting bad? Does she hate it?
Oh, I've been there. Interesting is such a dangerous word.
So dangerous. Okay, so relationships are number one. What else do people overthink about?
Work or school?
Yes, definitely. Work is huge. Did I do that task correctly? Is my boss happy with me? Did I make a mistake? Should I check my email right now?
Please don't check your work email at midnight.
Please don't. But people do. And then they see something and then they overthink even more.
It's a trap.
It's a total trap. Another big one is health. People lie awake worrying about their health or the health of people they love.
Yeah, this one is really common. Like you feel a small pain somewhere and at night it becomes a whole medical emergency in your head.
And you're researching symptoms on your phone at midnight, which is the worst idea.
The absolute worst. The internet will always tell you the most scary thing.
Always. You search headache and somehow you end up reading about things that are very, very serious.
And then you can't sleep at all.
And then you can't sleep. So health is a big one. Money is another big one. People worry about bills, about the future, about whether they have enough saved.
Money stress is so hard because it feels very real and very heavy.
It does. And at night, when your emotional brain is running things, money worries can feel impossible. Even if during the day you know you're okay, at night it can feel like everything is falling apart.
And then there's one more I want to add.
The future, just general future worries.
Yes. Am I on the right path? Am I making the right choices? What's going to happen?
The big questions, the really big ones.
And your brain decides that 2 in the morning is the perfect time to figure out the meaning of your entire life.
Which it will not figure out at 2 in the morning.
It will absolutely not, but it tries. It really tries.
Okay, so we know why it happens. We know what people overthink about. Now I want to know, can we stop it? Or do we just have to live with it?
Great question, and the answer is somewhere in the middle. We probably can't stop it completely, but we can make it better. We can reduce how often it happens and how bad it feels.
Okay, I like that. What are some ways?
So I want to share some things that actually help. And I want to say first that different things work for different people. So try a few and see what works for you.
Good point. There's no one answer for everyone.
Exactly. Okay, so the first thing is something called a brain dump. And it sounds a little strange, but it really works.
Brain dump. Okay, explain this.
So before you go to sleep, maybe 30 minutes before, you take a piece of paper and you write down everything that's in your head, every worry, every thought, everything you need to do tomorrow. You just write it all down.
Like emptying your brain onto the paper.
Exactly. You're taking the thoughts out of your head and putting them somewhere safe, on paper. So your brain can relax because it knows the thoughts are written down. They won't be forgotten.
So the brain's holding on to those thoughts because it's afraid of losing them?
Yes, that's a big reason why we overthink. Our brain is afraid that if we stop thinking about something, we'll forget it. So it keeps reminding us.
That makes so much sense. The brain is like, don't forget, don't forget.
All night long. Don't forget, don't forget. But if you write it down, your brain can finally say, okay, it's safe now. I can stop.
That's really comforting, actually. I'm going to try that.
It works really well for a lot of people. Another thing that helps is having a worry time.
A worry time? Like a scheduled time to worry?
Exactly. You pick a specific time during the day, maybe 15 minutes in the afternoon, and you say, this is my worry time. I will think about my worries now.
And if you start worrying at night, you tell yourself, not now. Worry time is tomorrow.
Yes, you kind of postpone the worry. You say, I hear you, brain. We will deal with this at 4 o'clock. Right now, we are sleeping.
Can it really work? Like, can you actually just postpone a worry?
It sounds too simple, but for many people, it actually does work because your brain just needs to know that the thought is heard, that it won't be ignored. When you say, we'll deal with it at 4, your brain relaxes a little.
It's like telling a child, I hear you, I'll help you in a minute, and the child calms down.
That's a beautiful comparison. Your brain is sometimes like a worried child. It just needs to feel heard.
I love that. Okay, what else helps?
Another thing that helps is limiting screens before bed. I know. Everyone says this.
Everyone says this, and nobody does it.
Nobody does it, including me, I'll be honest. But there's a real reason. Screens, especially your phone, they do 2 things that are bad for sleep. First, the light from the screen tells your brain it's still daytime.
Oh, because of the blue light.
Yes, the blue light tricks your brain. Your brain thinks, oh, it's still light outside. I should stay awake. And second, the things on your phone, social media, news, messages, they give your brain new things to think about.
New input right before sleep.
Exactly. And then you lie down and your brain is full of new things, and it starts thinking about all of them.
So we should put the phone down maybe an hour before bed?
Ideally, yes, even 30 minutes helps, and instead maybe read a physical book, or listen to calm music, or have a slow conversation with someone you love.
Or listen to a podcast.
Or listen to a podcast, a calm one with slow, gentle voices.
That's us. We're very calm and gentle.
We are very calm and gentle. Another thing that really helps is breathing exercises.
Oh, deep breathing. I've tried this.
And does it work for you?
When I actually do it, yes, but I always forget to do it.
Right, because when you're overthinking, you're so focused on the thoughts that you forget about your body. But your breathing is really powerful. When you breathe slowly and deeply, your body gets a signal that says, things are okay, you are safe.
Because when we're stressed, we breathe fast and shallow.
Yes, short, quick breaths, and that actually makes your brain more anxious. But when you breathe slowly, your body relaxes, and when your body relaxes, your brain follows.
So the body and brain are connected.
So deeply connected. They talk to each other all the time, and you can use your body to calm your brain.
One thing I've heard about is the 478 breathing. Is that real?
Yes, it's very real, and a lot of people love it. You breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, breathe out for 8 seconds.
That sounds really long, especially the 7-second hold.
It is a bit long, but you only need to do it a few times. And people say it really works. It activates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system.
The parasymp. Say that again?
Parasympathetic. It's the part of your nervous system that tells your body to calm down, to rest.
Okay, so the breathing kind of switches on the rest mode.
Exactly. Switches on rest mode. I like that.
Okay, we've talked about writing things down, scheduling worry time, putting down the phone, breathing. What else?
One more that I think is really important, and it's a little bit different from the others. It's about how you talk to yourself.
To yourself, like the voice in your head?
Yes, the voice inside your head. When you're overthinking at night, what is that voice usually saying?
Usually something like, why did I do that? What's wrong with me? I'm so stupid. What if everything goes wrong?
Right. It's often harsh, it's often unkind, and that makes everything worse.
It really does. When you're already anxious and then you start being mean to yourself.
You feel so much worse. So, one practice is to try to change that voice, not to ignore it, but to make it kinder.
Like how?
So, imagine you had a good friend who came to you with all these worries. I'm so worried about work. I think I made a mistake. What if everything falls apart? What would you say to that friend?
I would say, hey, it's okay. You're doing your best. You can handle this. Let's think about this tomorrow.
Would you say to your friend, you're so stupid, you always mess everything up, you're a failure?
Of course not. Never.
But that's what we say to ourselves,
Oh, wow, that really hits.
right? We are so kind to other people and so unkind to ourselves. And this is something that happens to almost everyone. We have much higher standards for ourselves than we do for people we love.
So the practice is to talk to yourself like you would talk to a friend.
Yes, with the same kindness. Hey, you're okay. You're worried right now, but that's normal. You can handle this. Let's sleep now and think tomorrow.
That's so simple, but it really makes a difference.
It really does, because the way you talk to yourself affects how you feel, and how you feel affects whether you can sleep.
Can I share something personal?
Of course, please.
I went through a really stressful period last year. I won't go into all the details, but it was a hard time, and I could not sleep for weeks. I was overthinking every single night. It was exhausting.
That sounds really hard.
It was, and the thing that actually helped me the most was something very small. My partner started leaving me a little note on my pillow. Just something simple like, tomorrow is a new day, you've got this. And I would read it at night, and somehow it helped.
That's beautiful.
It sounds so small, but at night when your brain is in that panicking place, just one kind sentence can change the whole feeling.
That's so true. And what your partner was doing was giving you that kind voice from outside, because sometimes we can't find it inside ourselves.
Exactly. And eventually I started writing those notes to myself. Like before bed, I would write something kind on a sticky note and read it at night if I woke up.
I love that. You became your own partner, your own supportive voice.
It took a while, but yes,
This is such a good example of something we talked about earlier, the brain dump, but for kindness. Instead of just writing your worries, also writing something encouraging.
Yes, like these are my worries, and here is something kind to remember.
Balance. Acknowledge the worry and also offer comfort.
Can we talk about something else related to this? Because I think there's another piece to this topic that we haven't touched on yet.
Yes, go ahead.
So, we talked about nighttime being quiet and the brain having time to think, but I also think there's something about feeling alone at night.
Oh, that's a really important point.
Like during the day, you're around people. Even if you're not talking about your problems, you're just not alone. But at night and the dark, you feel more alone with your thoughts.
And loneliness makes everything heavier.
So much heavier. I think that's why sometimes people stay up very late even when they're tired because they don't want to be alone with their thoughts.
That's so insightful. There's actually research about this. People who feel lonely tend to sleep worse, and people who sleep worse tend to feel more lonely the next day.
It's a circle.
A difficult circle. Poor sleep makes you feel more emotionally vulnerable. And when you feel emotionally vulnerable, the night feels scarier. And the scary night makes it harder to sleep.
How do you break that circle?
That's the hard question, and there's no one perfect answer. But connection during the day really helps. Spending time with people you care about, or even just having a real conversation with someone, not texting, but actually talking.
Because talking with someone, really talking, fills something that texting doesn't.
Yes, there's something about a real voice, a real laugh, someone being actually present with you. It fills you up in a way that a message on a screen doesn't.
And then when you go to bed, you feel fuller.
Less empty, less alone, and your brain has already had the human connection it needed, so it's not reaching for it at midnight.
That's really nice. I think I want to be more intentional about this, like actually calling my friends instead of just liking their photos on social media.
That's such a real thing. We have more ways to connect than ever before, but so many people feel more lonely than ever before.
Because social media connection isn't the same as real connection.
It's not the same at all. It's like you can look at photos of food all day, but if you don't eat, you'll still be hungry.
That's a great comparison. Seeing someone's photo isn't the same as being with them.
Exactly. So, taking care of your connections during the day is actually a way of taking care of your sleep at night. It's all connected.
Everything really is connected, isn't it? Sleep, stress, connection, overthinking, they all affect each other.
They really do. And I think that's one of the most important things to understand. You can't just fix your sleep in isolation. You have to look at the whole picture.
Your whole life.
Your whole life. How you spend your day affects how you feel at night. How you feel at night affects how you sleep. How you sleep affects how you feel the next day, and around and around.
So, taking care of yourself during the day is kind of like investing in your sleep.
I like that. Investing in your sleep. Yes. Going for a walk, eating well, spending time with people you love, doing something that brings you joy. These are all investments.
They don't feel like sleep advice, but they are.
They really are. Okay, I want to talk about one more thing before we get close to the end, and that is the idea of acceptance.
Acceptance. What do you mean by that in this context?
So, we've talked about ways to reduce overthinking. Brain dump, worry time, breathing, talking kindly to yourself. All of these are good. But sometimes, despite everything, you still lie awake and your brain still goes. And in those moments, fighting it often makes it worse.
Trying to force yourself to stop thinking?
Yes, stop thinking. Stop thinking. Why can't I stop thinking? And then you're anxious about the overthinking.
Overthinking about overthinking.
Exactly. And that makes it so much worse. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just let it happen. Accept that tonight your brain is busy, and that's okay.
But doesn't accepting it make it last longer?
Actually, no. This is a bit counterintuitive. When you stop fighting a thought, it often loses its power. When you say, okay, yes, I'm worried about work. I see you, I feel you, I know you're there. The thought doesn't have to shout anymore.
Oh, like it was shouting because you weren't listening.
Yes, and when you finally say, I hear you, it can be quieter. It doesn't need to fight for your attention anymore.
That's so interesting. Like with people. If someone feels ignored, they get louder, but if you give them space to speak, they calm down.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Your thoughts are the same. Give them a moment, acknowledge them, and then gently return to your breath or to something calm.
Not fighting, just noticing.
Noticing without judgment. Oh, I'm overthinking again. That's happening. And then slowly coming back to the present moment, to the feeling of your pillow, the weight of your blanket, the sound of the room.
So you're pulling your attention back to your body and your physical surroundings.
Yes, because your body is always in the present. Your body can't time travel. It's always right here, right now. But your brain can go anywhere, past, future, imaginary places.
So coming back to the body is coming back to the present.
Exactly. And the present moment is almost always safe. Right now, in this moment, most of us are okay. We have air, we have a bed, we are breathing.
It's the past and the future that are scary.
The past and the future, your brain goes to those places and brings back fear, but your body is just here, right now.
I want to try something. Can we just take a breath together for a moment?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Breathe in slowly and breathe out. Even that, just one breath, it does something.
It does. Even one conscious breath changes something in your body.
I love that we can do that anywhere. In bed, at midnight, on a bus, in a meeting, just one slow breath.
The most powerful tool we have, and it's always there with us.
Okay, so we're getting close to the end of our time, but I want to recap a little because I think we covered so much today.
Yes, let's bring it together.
So we talked about why we overthink at night, and the main reason is that during the day we're too busy to think, and at night, when we finally stop, our brain brings out all the things we've been ignoring.
And our brain chemistry changes at night. Our emotional brain becomes louder and our logical brain becomes quieter, so things feel bigger and scarier at night.
Even if they're not actually bigger and scarier, they just feel that way.
And then in the morning, the logical brain comes back and we look at the same problem and think, oh, this is manageable.
Morning brain is so much kinder.
Morning brain is wonderful. We also talked about what people typically overthink about: relationships, work, health, money, the future.
The greatest hits of nighttime worry.
The greatest hits. And then we talked about some things that help: writing everything down before bed, scheduling a specific worry time during the day, putting the phone down before bed, breathing exercises.
Talking to yourself kindly, like you would talk to a good friend.
Yes, that was such an important one. And then connection during the day, making sure you're really, genuinely connecting with people.
Not just social media, but real conversation.
Real voices, real laughter, real presence. And finally, acceptance, not fighting the overthinking when it comes, but noticing it, acknowledging it, and gently coming back to the present moment.
I feel like I learned so much today. And also I feel kind of cozy, like I want to go put on my pajamas.
This podcast as a sleep aid?
Could be our new tagline.
I want to say one last thing before we close, and it's something I feel strongly about. If your overthinking is very severe, if it's happening every single night and it's affecting your life, your work, your relationships, please don't just listen to podcasts about it.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone, a doctor, a therapist, a counselor, because sometimes overthinking is connected to anxiety or other things that need real professional support. And there's no shame in that, none at all.
Asking for help is one of the bravest things a person can do.
One of the bravest. It takes real strength to say, I need support. And if you're not ready for that yet, start small. Try one thing from today, just one. Maybe tonight, write down your thoughts before bed.
Or take one slow, deep breath before you close your eyes.
Or write yourself a kind note. Any one of these small things can start a change. You don't have to do everything at once.
Small steps, slow progress. That's how real change happens.
That's how it always happens. I'm really glad we talked about this today because I feel like this is something that people don't discuss enough. Everyone does it. Not everyone talks about it.
And that silence makes it worse because you lie there at night thinking, am I the only one? And you're not. You're definitely not the only one.
So if you're listening right now, at whatever time you're listening, and you know this feeling, you are not alone. So many people are right there with you.
And we hope this conversation helps you feel a little less alone, a little more understood,
And maybe a little more ready for sleep.
a little more ready for sleep. Thank you so much for listening today, really. It means a lot that you spend your time with us.
We love making this podcast. We love the idea that somewhere out there, someone is learning English and also learning a little bit about themselves.
That's the best part, learning English through real conversations about real things.
Things that matter, things that are human.
If you have topics you'd like us to talk about, we'd love to hear from you because we want to talk about things that are actually useful for your real life.
Your English and your life both matter to us.
Take care of yourselves, sleep well, and we'll talk again soon.
Good night, everyone, or good morning, or good afternoon. Whenever you're listening, we hope it's a good one.
Bye for now.
Bye.